Okay, we're back with this for the last few days because today is in fact what's it called? Christmas Eve. So not saying where's that little blue tack on? It's right there. Okay, cool. So what day were we up to before? We were up to, must have been 21. So we've done 20. So 21 is over here, and that has in fact been done. I don't know if I'm going to do the whole thing or I take them all out because I don't think I have the time. I want to go to sleep early tonight. Because I have to get up early for Christmas. No, I don't actually, but I do have to get up early. Well, I want to get up early. But not particularly for Christmas. So, 22 is here. Let's do it. And it is not a person, it's a fireplace. So, there was another one. It was a clock. Why did I think that was related to the clock? I don't know. Because it's an inside thing that kind of like works together. Like clocks and fireplaces definitely go together in any house that I've ever been in. Well, I don't know if that's actually true at all, but I do know that the place where I grew up that had a fireplace, in fact, had a clock as well that looked nothing like the clock. Well, not that much like the clock that was in the set. So that's a thing to remember. Right, so we have to get the bricks the right way round because otherwise it won't look very good. I'm going to do this like the completely oddest way, from the top down instead of from the bottom up. So that's an interesting way of doing it. And then this one goes here. It's not very complicated. Like, you can't really muck this up because it's just up or down. So nice. And then this one, and then my hands are a little bit scratched and scruffy because I've been doing gardening things. This morning I found a bird in the garden that was not able to fly, but I think they were very young. They might have fallen out of the tree, but they were quite large. I think they were a baby thrush or something. And I gave them some water and tried to give them some birdseed, which didn't really work. And then they just hopped away after a while. And then when I went back later on today to see if I could still find them, I couldn't see them anywhere. So I don't know what happened to them. I was going to like take them inside and give them some food or something, and look it up on the internet what I was supposed to do, but they disappeared. Like, obviously they couldn't actually fly. It was pretty obvious that they hadn't grown their feathers properly. So hopefully they found something sensible to do. Right, so that is the fireplace, which looks a little funny with the fire that way, but it does. You need the kind of right background to make it look good. It looks fine. Okay, if I'm going to look at it this way around, it does look like someone with big eyes is smiling. So with big eyes there and some funny looking ears and a big hat, which is how I'd like my fireplace to look. I'd stare at it forever if it did that. Okay, so day 23 is coming up. So this is Christmas Eve's. And we've got our little doggy. Yay, it's doggy time. So did we get a dog last year? Like, I feel like there was a dog. There was a dog in another set. That wasn't the Arctic set that I keep talking about. But look at that. I don't remember the Arctic ones having that kind of tail. Was that new? Maybe I didn't pay enough attention. I do have an Arctic set that I haven't done. They haven't opened up. Well, I have done, but I've got a spare one of. I just remember that. I don't know where it went. I've got a space. I've got a space shuttle sitting in the other room that has been unopened. That I have done, but it got spares of. Get far too many spares of things. But when they're so cheap, you're like, well, you have to. You can't just not. I did buy a Lego set today, which we'll talk about very briefly at the end of this video, because it will probably be my Christmas Day Lego set. Right, and then these things. This is going to look quite good, actually. I think this is going to work out. Whoop. Oh, no. Okay. And here it is. And then that just attaches on like that. And, oh, no, I was going to make a comment, but I'm not going to make it anymore. Right, and so that's how it's meant to look. It's a bit awkward, but it does play well on the board. So that's not how dogs are normally tied up to a sleigh, or sled, whichever is the correct term. But I was going to say you didn't get a spare one of these, and you always get a spare one of these for some strange reason, but you do, and you get a spare arm. So that could come in handy for something if you want to have like some sort of battle droid, Star Wars battle droid, and you want them to have the wrong kind of arm. That could be an option. So they can just go in there. So that's good to get the little dog. I really now have to find out if they've changed the tail. Like I just felt like the one that I had before, the multiple ones I had before were actually just the police dog style one with this colouring on it. So, well, that's quite nice that they've changed the tail, if they have. So now we're on to the last day. We know what this is. It's going to be a Santa Claus of some form. In fact, it's going to be the Santa Claus which you can't see, which is on the top of the thing right over here, which you can't see. But there's a Santa Claus. They look pretty standard, so it won't be much of a surprise. But we'll pretend actually I have no idea what day number 24 is. What could it possibly be? It is Santa Claus. Didn't see that coming. So taking them out. It's a pretty chunky bag here for one Santa. It's an unusually large bag with a little bag inside of it. Like if you compare that to the bags for the other ones, it's like comically large. So they definitely left the best and biggest for the end. He has got glasses. Okay. What's the easiest way to open this one? Like that. And doesn't look like there's going to be anything too spectacular in this, but there must have been a standard Santa Claus in the last one, last year's one. I've honestly completely forgotten. All I can remember from the last year's one, which was the years before last, like the 2 years ago. No, it wasn't. Was it? The one that I did last year was like from several years back. So what's the point of even discussing it? And I didn't even do it last year, did I? I did it in the middle of this year because it was like lockdown and I wanted to pretend that it was like a cold. I think this is the reason that I really don't care much for Christmas, is that it's just after a while you're like, hold on, where I live, it's very sunny and warm in the middle of summer, and it just doesn't work. Like everything you watch on TV and all the funny songs you hear are always about it being cold, and I'm just like, I'm tired of pretending. But of course everybody likes, like, you know, we have a New Zealand Christmas and there's like things we're supposed to do, but I just feel like I'm just tired of it not being snowy. So that's not the only reason. So I'm not a very Christmassy person anymore, but which is unlikely to change. But unless I go to the northern hemisphere to have a Christmas at some point, in which case I'll be like, oh yeah, I want to do the full Christmas experience because it's snowing and stuff, or it might not be snowing, but at least it's vaguely cold. Okay. Well, it was. I did get slightly cold today wearing just a singlet, but that doesn't really count. It's because it was windy and rained a little bit. But the weather forecast for tomorrow is sunny, so it's probably not going to be the case that I will even feel remotely cold. So that is sent to. Oh, you dropped your present in the back. Too bad. Like, I feel like it should be, if it was slightly bigger. If it was like one, would it actually fit? If it was three, no, it wouldn't. If it was not like a nice snug, it's a reasonably snug fit. So that's Santa, and Santa's pretty happy. So that was the whole set. There's a few other characters. You get a lot of cool hoods. Like this guy had a cool hood, and there's one over there that had a cool hood. She's got a cool hat with a scarf. So there's a lot of neat little pieces. So there's a lot of cool things in this for making some fun little winter scenes. So I enjoyed this. I still got the Star Wars one from last year, I think, to do. Have I got the Star Wars? Can I see it from here? I cannot. I had it put somewhere behind me, but I have no idea where I put it. It's gone forever until I find it. But anyway, the set that I got today was this one. Ho ho ho! A plane that delivers mail. And the reason I got this, apparently this was not available in shops, except that it's available in the supermarket for some reason. So I got this. It was slightly reduced, not to clear, but just because it was on special. And I got it because it kind of reminded me, and I think I'm not the only one, but it reminded me of a set from like the 80s, and especially when they have the old style envelope. I don't know how often they have that one anymore. Like they have ones like that, or they have more fancy ones, but like just having that, they don't have like the little horn symbol or something. I think that went on the letterboxes, which they don't have here. Which is like, I guess, you know, they've moved on, but it does. I don't know if it's intended to remind people of the set from this postal stuff from when they were younger. If they were young, old enough to be younger at some point when this was a possible thing. And I also like the red and the green lights, which is a strange thing because I'm sure this is a standard thing that planes might have, but it seems like a thing that they've had before, like something I had from my childhood where they had a red and a green light. So I feel nostalgic about this weird set, even though they didn't have these little birds. So I'm kind of looking forward to it. And I've done another little plane just very similar to this, like not the postal one, but I'm sure there was another seaplane, probably like 15 or 16 years ago. So it feels like I've done a plane a little bit like this before, but this will be enjoyable, and I do like getting a little extra bird and that little letter. I wish the pick-a-brick they just had like a whole bunch of those, but they don't. But I will be doing a pick-a-brick thing soon because I got one of those, so that will be exciting. Look, actually the same size in the picture. Isn't that well done? Look at that. It's like almost exactly the same as the real. Do they often do that? Like, that is kind of freaky. All right, well then the plane will probably be roughly that size. That will be interesting to see. Thanks for watching. And let's just see. Hold on. I've never done this, but they are roughly the same. That picture is accurate. I might actually dig up. Oh, I wish I still had like the really old. What are they called? The brochures they bring up twice a year that show you what's the current sets are. Forgotten the term. I haven't got one for yonks because they're not so common anymore. But when I was a kid, I had them and I read them over and over and over again until they fell apart. Which is why I don't have any more. But thanks for watching and bye.